Fairview Town Council. Before we have our invocation, I want to read a text that I got from Jerry Clonce's wife, Drew. I had asked how Jerry was doing. Some of you know that Jerry's been in the hospital. He came home from the hospital last night. And so I asked his wife how he's doing. She said about the same, sleeping a lot, hospice coming tomorrow, trying to keep pain under control. Thanks for asking. Just let the town council know how much he loves the town and the park. I think we all know that Jerry has a special place in his heart for the park and for the town. So remember Jerry in your prayers. And at this time, Councilman Will Fawn will have our invocation.
For the Lord in prayer. Most graciously, Father, once again, thank you for the opportunity to be here and serve you as well as serve the residents of the town of Fairview. Let us be presented with the guidance, with your guidance and the wisdom we need to do what this town would have us to do as we go about our business here tonight. We ask you, like it's been already said, to look after Jerry and his family and the times he went through, and also actually look out for the granddaughter of Danny and Melanie Williams is going through some issues as well. So keep both of them in prayer. Look after those we may not be aware of that are sick, and look after them and their families as well. Guide and direct us. Look after us during the seasons coming up, Thanksgiving, and many thanks and blessings we all have gotten through you and your and you being there for us to help us get through all that. Look after those that continue to fight for all the freedoms we enjoy. And look after those that are suffering and all this stuff is taking place in the Mideast. God directs and blesses. I we pray. Amen.
Mm-hmm. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move to agenda changes. I do want to add something to the number one items of business. Discuss approved Venetian Company proposal to prepare part of grant. Add North Carolina League of Municipalities to that to discuss their proposal as well. Are there any other agenda changes? I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda as changed.
Second.
All in favor? The motion carries. Move to public comments. Do we have any public comments? Okay. Move to the consent agenda. I do want to add something to the consent agenda. You have in front of you a proclamation for Veterans Day. We celebrated Veterans Day and Veterans Weekend this past weekend. We want to recognize, we always want to recognize and thank our veterans. And at this time, I'm going to ask all the veterans in the audience and on council to stand. Thank you for your service. We'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda with the addition of the Veterans Day proclamation.
So moved.
A second.
All in favor? The motion carries. Move to the items of business. Item number one, discuss approved Venetian Company proposal to prepare part of the grant for $9,000, and also to discuss or approve the North Carolina League of Municipalities proposal to prepare the part of the grant for free. Gary and Daryl and I sat in last week on a Zoom call with the League of Municipalities. They talked about the free services that they have to offer as far as engineering for the stage, cybersecurity, and also grant writing. So I think what we need to look at is to look at the options that we have. We can hire Vanish. If we decide, well, first of all, we need to decide, do we want to do a part of grant? Do we want to apply for a part of grant? If so, do we want to use Vanish for $9,000, or do we want to use the North Carolina League of Municipalities for free? So $9,000 free. Look at Vanish. Vanish did do the first part of grant for us. They were effective. We got a part of grant to build the first phase of the park. We also used them for a trail grant. They were not successful. We did not get a trail grant. So basically, we're 1 for 2 with Benish. My concern is the time frame that we're looking at as far as getting the hoops jumped through that we've got to do to get a part of grant. The draft has to be in March 15th. The application is due to the state on May 1st. So we're in the middle of November. There are policies that have to be put in place. There's a lot of work that's got to be done behind the scenes so that we could even apply for a part of grant. So I think that's the question is before us. Do we want to apply for a part of grant with either Benish or the North Carolina League of Municipalities, or do we want to go ahead and take the rest of the money that we have and try to build the stage, possibly amphitheater, with the money that we've got from the state left? And Daryl and I were looking today at the amount that we have left. $155,753 out of the original $250,000 grant. We haven't paid the trail cost out of that, which was another roughly $17,000. Plus, we had a $2,400 bill for the mulch that we haven't paid yet. So we're looking at roughly $136,000 and some if we decide to do it ourselves. At some point, if we do the part of grant, we'll have to decide how much money we're willing to put up. It is a 50-50 match. If we put up $1, then they put up $1. And John has let us know. John's out of town, was not able to be at the meeting tonight. John's doesn't have a firm dollar amount in mind yet. So I don't think we're at the point where we can say this is X amount of dollars that we would want to put up for a part of grant. So with that, I'm going to open it up for discussion. I'd like to have the council's thoughts on what you think. Where do you think we need to go on this?
I would like, I think, for us to pursue the grant, but I would be in favor of looking at the options with the North Carolina League of Municipalities. I don't think I have been aware that they have, these services that would be free for us. To me, that's a big benefit if we can fit into whatever timeline we need to meet. I'm also open to what others are thinking.
Okay.
And look at this, it's something that, if I read it right, they recommend or suggest that our application be in 6 weeks prior to that March 15th date, which narrows down the time frame. We were told, I think, if I remember correctly, that once you get a part of grant, which we've had, the chances go down for getting the second part of grant. If I heard that correctly,
Ed would probably know more about that than I would.
They say not, but probably they look for somebody who has not gotten one before. Probably human nature would be where they would pick if they could. But usually, if a small town or whatever doesn't do the paperwork right, then they go to the next one. So it's not a done deal that just because you got one. Many people have gotten more than one.
I guess, well, and with that being said, based upon that, and based upon what I've heard, other things, especially if they want us to have our stuff in 6 weeks prior, which brings it down, they want everything. It's not the final date, but they want information January 15th. seems to me if there's a chance if we have to hurry to do it, we may not do it as, and they may not as well. I can't speak for them, but I would rather see us pursue with our own money to get what we want to do if we can. And then if we want to go ahead and go to the league, go ahead and do that as well, because there's no cost involved. But once again, I don't want us to go at it in the time frame either where we mess up our chances down the road to do it. So I don't know if we ought to go ahead and do what we have, delay applying for it, or league. I really don't care. So I think we need to get use whatever we have to get us a stage and started and underway so we can utilize that.
If we use the money we have for the stage, then we wouldn't be able to use that for a part of the grant, if I understand the regulations right. But we could apply for a part of grant a year from now and use it for other things.
Right. So either way, I'm fine with either way. If you want to wait, go ahead and get the stage built.
I really think the time frame is so tight, with so many hoops to jump through, that it would be very difficult for us to get the part of information in this time frame. That's my gut feeling.
Plus, and save $9,000 in the process.
Yeah. Well, if we went with Benish,
Right.
we'd be saving the $9,000. We paid Benish to do the trail grant and didn't get it. They've got a pretty good success rate on the part of grants. And looking through the details for what you have to do, what you have to have in place for the part of grant, I think we'd be pushing it to try to get everything done in time to get the information in.
For the league and also the nest, both of them.
Yeah, because both of them would be doing basically the same thing. But there's a lot of that information that we're going to have to provide, to provide to them. And I think the time frame is going to be pretty tight as far as trying to get that done and meet their time. I don't think we want to do it sloppily and get it turned down. I think we want to.
I was just thinking that putting ourselves in a time crunch is not a good idea, I think.
I agree. Any other comments?
Well, I think, that, just the side note is the trail that we've done so far, which is just, I'm very happy with what we've got for the amount of money we spent on it, as opposed to what we were led to believe what it might would cost. And so I think it's doable what we want to do with the money we have. So why not pursue that when we have a better time frame to go through the grant process, go through that way.
And the General Assembly will meet in their short session next year. And at that point, they'll tweak their budget. And with our relationship with Dean Arp and Todd Johnson, we're able to get some additional park money.
We can pursue that at no cost.
Yeah. And then pursue the part of the grant with that money.
So I'll make sure I understand what we're saying is, so as far as dealing with item number 1, would it require a motion that we not approve the Benesh going for the grant? That's that part 1, or we need 2 parts as far as not doing the lead?
I would say the motion should include to not approve either proposal, either Benesh
Just
or
one time.
NCLM. Yeah, just
Well, I make a motion, we go ahead and not seek the grant through Benesh or through the league, and go ahead and operate in the manner we just talked about, trying to do with the money we have left from the money given to us by the state.
Okay, I have a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, the motion carries. I think that's the wisest long-term decision. Okay, move to item number 2, discuss Piedmont High School Band Boosters Fund request of $1,500. Could you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, sir. My name is Mike Pyle, Pyle. and I am the president with the Piedmont Band Boosters. I'm joined here tonight with my wife, Ashley, who is the fundraiser chair for the board. Mr. Mayor, Town Council, thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. Thank you for your continued support of the Piedmont Band. Piedmont Band has been an institution in this community for decades now. And the work that Mr. Lukac, the director, has done there has been tremendous in getting young kids to basically become responsible young adults. We want to continue that tradition of making good contributors to the community through the Piedmont Band. One of the things that we value within the band organization is the community service that we provide. So we're not just doing field football games, we're not just doing band competitions, we're participating in parades. We're doing park cleanups. We do welcomes at the middle school when the young elementary school kids come in and they're all nervous, and we do a band concert to welcome them to middle school. Park cleanup, the Winterfest thing. So we love being a part of this community. But being a part of this community, we don't get the funding we would like to get through UCPS. UCPS gives us about $2,600 a year to be split between the middle school and the high school. And we have an operating budget of about $78,000. And so the rest of that money is then funded through band fees, contributions, and the generosity of the local communities and the local governments. So we're here tonight to ask, for a gift from the town to help us continue to replenish our instruments. Piedmont Band's, been around for a long time, and these instruments, they take a beating. Despite our best efforts to take care of our instruments, properly maintain them, they do get transported. They are handled by kids. And so there's only so much repair that can happen before they need to be replaced. And right now, we're at the state where our baritones need to be replaced. Mr. Lukac actually, he's joked with me that he's making one instrument out of 3 with spare parts. And so right now, as we think about the future, not just right now, but as the future with the Piedmont Band program, we want to make sure that the next generations are equipped with the proper instruments. The kids who play some of the less expensive instruments, the flutes, the piccolos, clarinets, they pay for them themselves. But the more expensive ones, the brass instruments, those are paid for by the band program. And so right now, that's what we want to do. We want to work on the next generations. Let's get them equipped. Let's give them what they need to be successful and replenish the baritones. Currently, we have 12 baritones in the program that need replaced. We're graciously requesting $1,500 to help towards the purchase of one. A baritone goes about $3,000. So the $1,500 would be half of a baritone, and that would be greatly appreciated. Any questions?
You are planning to be here at the Winter Festival, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
I've heard a lot of positive comments about the band playing at the Winter Festival.
It's a great day. It's a great day for everybody.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes, sir. So it's our pleasure. And I did get to meet Jerry at our park cleanup earlier this year, and it was a pleasure meeting him. He showed me around. It was obvious he was very proud of the park. He's a great man. I talked to him instead of cleaning up, so it was a really great day.
And you'll be involved in the cleanup at the park also?
Yes, sir.
The band? Okay, great. Any questions? Okay.
I would just like to say, anybody in this room who knows me, I'm a big supporter of education. I'm a big supporter of kids. They're our future. And we need to let them know that they're important to us as a part of this community.
Both of my kids played in the middle school band. My son played until he realized he couldn't march and play at the same time. And I have a granddaughter in 6th grade band now, so I'm fully aware of the good that you do.
our third child is in the band now. We've had two that have graduated out. And we can see the impact that band program has had on them as they grow into be adults and the work that it takes. It's anybody that thinks that band is not athletic, come out to band camp in the summer when it's 99 degrees outside and tell me it's not athletic. It's been a tremendous impact on them.
I think too, just to add what's been said, those that, played a part in making the park what it is, the festivals and just the everyday thing. What really brings out, I think, in my mind, the festival is the part that y'all played in the music and so forth and so on, and that really makes the part seem that much more. Well, I was in the band all the way from elementary school up through high school, and for those who grew up in Charlotte, we used to have the festival in the park, and we used to go do that, and that brings back many memories of that situation. That really brings it all to light to how much of the important plays in Fairview and what it adds to the value of the park and the Fairview. So, thank you for that.
Thank you. It's mutual. We're part of the community.
I'll open the floor for a motion.
I move that we provide the request of $1,500 to the Piedmont High School band boosters.
And second.
All in favor? The motion carries.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Moving to item 3, reappoint the following to the Fairview Point Facility Committee. You have a stat sheet nomination form for Daniel Allen in the back of your packet. So he would be appointed to fill a vacancy with a term expiring November 2026, and also to reappoint Kirk Ellison. Those would be for the Fairview Park Facility Committee, and to reappoint to the Park Event Committee, Lisa Thomas, with a term expiring November 2026, and Mike Medley with a term expiring November 2026.
That sounds good.
All of them.
You did good. Mr. Daniel Allen, he is the father of one of the Eagle Scouts that's working on our new park swing. And he came to a couple of the facilities meetings, and he said he would like to get involved, so that's how we got him.
Fantastic. And all of these are willing to be reappointed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to twist Lisa's arm.
Any comments, questions?
No, I think, can't thank those that currently are serving as a volunteer on either one of those committees and what they do and what takes place in Fairview cannot happen without their participation. And those that do participate as volunteers, I hope that we get the word out. We need more of them to be able to do more and better things here with Fairview, but they've done a great job with the time they've done in their positions.
I think we are so blessed to have two hardworking, effective committees. We could not do all the things that we do without their input.
And if you look at what these guys do, especially the chairs, if you look at what they do so much behind the scenes that's never seen, that you don't know about, to make all these things happen. Okay, I'll open the floor for a motion.
I move that we appoint Daniel Allen and reappoint Kirk Ellison. Each of those would be terms expiring in November of 2026. And also reappoint Lisa Thomas and Mike Medlin, also with terms expiring in November of 2026, to the two different park committees.
Yes. Any further discussion? All in favor? The motion carries. Okay, we'll move to council comments. Tricia, do you have anything?
I was just going to comment that, it's been a little distressing to me. I've heard that our event committee has had many challenges with coming up, with enough participants for the winter festival. And, I just think it's sad that we have fewer people willing to come and pass out candy to the kids and do the things that make that such a great event. And I know that we'll all continue to make this one the best event ever. The next thing on my mind, I've had 3 opportunities to walk the new trail from the park to the creek, and I love walking is my exercise. I love doing that, and I'm just so impressed with the work that's being done on the trail, even though it's not finished yet. Lastly, I'll put in a plug for the holiday lighting contest. I'm going to be working hard again to get people to participate. If you have neighbor, friend, relative, anyone who lives in the town limits of Fairview and someone who doesn't, works hard with their holiday lighting, I hope they will be encouraged to participate in the contest. That's it.
I just like to build upon the fall festival and the upcoming winter festival and what we've had in the past, that it's really makes you feel good to be able to know there's a place that families can go and participate and feel safe to be there and things like that. So I hope more people will get involved in the volunteer part of it, where they go out and feel part of it, and it's something they can do that we all benefit from. And thanks to them, thanks to those who might want to volunteer in the future.
Chris, do you have anything?
Well, yes, I do. Bill was very nice to take me on the gator today along the new trail. I will not walk it, but I will go on the gator, because that's a long way.
But it's a walking trail, not a riding trail.
It was a perfect riding trail on that gator. I took my little phone and it is wonderful. I couldn't get lost there though, because those leaves, they're down there now. It's hard to see the trail, but it's beautiful back there where the creek is. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. I can see picnic tables there. I was already planning what we're gonna do. So it's great.
Gazebo would be nice.
Oh, that would be good too, yes. Yeah. It's beautiful. So hopefully we can have it open soon.
I think the auditors are finishing up the financial statements, so we'll probably have them at our next meeting.
January.
Oh, they are talking to you?
She's always talking.
No, but you didn't tell
She's
me.
got a conflict in December, so she will be here in January. She, the auditor.
Okay.
Present in January.
That's not gonna cause us problems with the state.
No, she's already filed the, one of the reports with the state. I think as long as they do it by the end of November, they're good.
But I don't wanna write any more letters.
No.
Like we had to do with our
But,
previous audit.
I think Ed and John will need to review the financials, but I think that's the last step that I'm aware of.
Ed has done that.
Oh, you already done it?
Yeah.
Well, you on the ball.
Trying to, baby. Trying to.
And we'll probably have to sign the management letter, but other than that, I think we're good.
Spencer, do you have anything?
Our winter festival is December the 9th from 4 to 7. Patricia mentioned we're struggling. We're struggling with our churches. We only have 9 churches, and we used to get 30 churches every year that signed up. So if you go to church, encourage your church to get involved. It's a great way for community outreach service. We have 34 people total, or tables total. And like I said, only 9 are churches. It's really hard to get them out there now. So, and I hate that.
I'll have a church council meeting Monday. I'll be sure to see if we can get ours on board. So I know they had a conflict last year.
Yeah.
Would you mind explaining, for me, for anybody maybe here that may not know, as far as, can other people come out to participate to do what the churches would have done? Is that?
Correct. Yeah. You don't have to be a church. We've just always encouraged the churches because it is a community outreach for them. Because we don't allow our vendors to sell anything. So if you're a t-shirt woman, you can't go out there and take the t-shirts, but you can have an order form for it. Because we want the true meaning of Christmas to be about the children and gifting the children a little something and just kind of enjoying their time and not worrying about going to the vendors and buying things. So they're still getting, actually, I'm going to be honest, they're probably going to get a bag this year because we went through 700 stockings last year, and that is hard to find that many at a decent price. So we're looking more into maybe bags for the children so that way they can still enjoy it. And we just ask that you give anything to the children. One year we had a church that gave little tiny Bibles. We had another church that gave out an orange to the kids. It doesn't necessarily have to be. We have another one. What was that name? Right here. Bethlehem. Thank you. Bethlehem. They hand out hot chocolate every year. Like, we don't ask that you put it in the stocking. We just want you to, give to the community, type of thing. So.
Yes, I do. The mayor-elect was, and I'll compliment him, he was approached by the Board of Elections, and they asked him if it was possible, if there was a place in Fairview that they could maybe do early voting. And Gary said, I think we've got a place where you might want to look at. So Kristen, I can't think of her last name, and Phil of the Board of Elections came up today and look at our community room. And so we have offered that room in our building and facilities for early voting for the elections next year.
Primary and general.
Yeah, just early voting.
February and October, correct?
So we're excited
March.
about that. That's the first time that
February, March.
we have envisioned that room be used for community functions, and that was a good one to start off with. I have not walked the trail yet. I got bad feet or something. I don't know. Whatever. But Teresa did take some pictures, came back, and she said it was really nice, but she could have gotten lost. So first thing we did when she got back was order arrows. So we could.
No, there's just big garments out there that can eat the breadcrumbs.
We tried that. It doesn't work. But we did hit nice arrows to where you can, if you have a sense of indirection, that may help. And we're going to try that. So.
And Bill Riffle has graciously agreed to put them up for us.
I saw 6 deer back there. There's a lot of deer. Yeah. That's something that we may have to take a look at too, as far as maybe a bow hunt or something like that, to try to thin some of the deer out. I need to talk to the farmer also to see how much crop damage he's getting from that. Okay. The only thing I have, I would ask you for your continued prayers for Jerry's family. Jerry's fought this cancer hard for the last while, and they're calling in a hospice tomorrow, so just continue to pray for Jerry and his family. And that's all I have, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for being here.